So I just wanted to give my impression of my decision on. So this is my Coros Vertix 2, and I recently got a Apple Ultra 2, and the the mostly what I'm interested as far as running activity is a distance from normal just daily running and then marathon to a 100-mile race distance. And I think a lot of the videos that I've watched on making this decision, I'm not sure they run at all. They're more tech people that are just kind of looking at the watch. So let me first say, um, so what brought on my decision? I've been super happy with Coros, except for it's had some issues with um, tracking on some races. It's come into situations where it hasn't been tracking, and in fact, has led me to feel like I'm off by miles. I had one race where it was telling me I was at like mile 18, I was at mile 26. So I've been happy with customer service though, etc. But so if you open your Coros app on the phone. So go to the phone, open the Chorus app, and then go to the profiles or go to the apps, and you'll see one of the apps that's on there is called WeChat. And I guess if you understand Chinese, you can remove it. It appears to be impossible to remove if you, and I'm not even sure if you know Chinese, if it can be removed. But if you Google WeChat and you understand how much access China has. So WeChat is different if you sign up for WeChat in the United States as opposed to if you sign up for it in China. I think their database is held in the Netherlands. It's less restrictive. I think WeChat has almost 900 million people or something like that on it. So it's huge. If you own it in China, I think it's very restrictive as far as comments you can make that are negative according to the government or whatever. I think there's enough concern about China and its wanting to know what we are doing that is of big enough concern to me that I was looking for alternatives. So I've done Garmin. Um, the reason I moved away from Garmin was I had two races where Garmin decided to do updates in the middle of the night on a Saturday, which is when the race was going on, and it was a complete disaster. So, so moving on. So I at least bought the watch to try to understand if I was going to make a move. So I recently um, I ran a 43 miles in the mountains, and I had a friend wear my old uh, Coros Vertex 2, and I ran with the Apple Ultra 2. Now, at the very beginning, I ran with the app that comes with it, or the integrated app, which is nice because you just hit the whatever they call this orange button. So you just click that, and boom, it starts going. Um, it has a thing where it'll go 3, 2, 1, and start. I turn that off, so watch was working fine. Problem is that every time you go to an aid station and you're paused, a stupid thing will pop up and be like, "Is your race over?" And you have to dismiss it, and like every single time. And what mostly concerns me is, I never noticed it until I was running again. I wonder if it loses some distance. Because I wound up being, I got to mile. I was supposed to have finished at mile 43, but I finished at like 42. So I lost a mile, and I'm not sure if that was the case or not. But either way, I switched to um, Strava. So, whoop, whoop. Oh, you're kidding me, right? Um, So, uh, all right. So real quick. So down there, you can see, yeah, I don't know, they call them, not constipations. They call them something stupid. Complexities, or I don't know what those little round things are called. But so you can have a little Strava thing. You click on it. Um, so I'm sorry, I don't have it on my wrist, so it's making me do this. So you just you you just push. You just um, so you just push the little button and it starts. Now Strava Strava works really well. Either one of those integrate well. What you don't have, I guess, is like if you're not using a Chorus or a Garmin, you don't have the integration to their statistics and what's going on. The truth is, if you have a third party app that plugs into Strava, you have all the data you really need. I personally prefer Training Peaks. I've had it for 10 years or however long, so it's got the history. It seems to integrate with most things. So, but I forgot the Strava app, the third party app that I have that plugs into it, but it gives everything that I need because Strava really does a horrible job at giving you metrics back, and the metrics it does give you are problematic in my opinion. So, anyways, moving on from that. So with the watch, 43 miles. It was a big mountain race, so um, I turned the battery down. It has that setting where you can reduce the use of battery, and I use about half of my watch, so 10 or 11 hours, um, which seems substantially less than they kind of are saying you should get. So I'm sure I could turn more stuff down. I'm wondering what happens when you use Strava, and instead of using their little native app, if it's worse. But you have some ability to charge it. You have some little travel things that could easily slide between your wrist and the watch, and get it, juice it up a little bit. And it charges so fast too that you could probably just take it off and wrap it around a charger. If you're on a race that's going to take you you're going to eat up 25 hours of charging time. You probably have a charger anyways. So I don't think it's that much of a concern. People say there's a concern about maps. I find it easier to use that map. It's not as good as the Coros, but you just you click on the little whatever that button's called. Click on it. You come back out. I have it in the little whatever they call that stupid button. Um, I don't know why they just call it micro button and something instead of it's a complexion, or I just can't remember. Complexity, I think. Well, anyways, it's stupid. Um, you back out, you click on it, it pops you a map, and the truth is, if I'm getting lost, I'm pulling my phone out anyways. I don't know who. I mean, the Garmin's were miserable. The Coros was still problematic. Um, if you need a serious map or you're lost, I'm going to my phone. I'm popping up Gaia. Before a race, I'm downloading the GPX file on Gaia anyways because it works like a dream, except for their crappy mapping function. So I think the battery is good enough, and I think you'll be prepared that you can make it not a problem. And so um, the accuracy was good enough. Um, I think where you're going to fall apart is if you're just a data nut and you need to know what speed am I climbing up and how many feet of elevation have I done so far, and da 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 da. I mean, right on that front screen, I have this complication set up. Um, you can see on the outside it gives an altitude reading on the side. One thing that I was completely unexpecting, I don't think I've seen anyone review it, is you're getting older and you need reading glasses. I really need a reading glass of like a 1.5, and so the Coros I can, if I put too many things on there, I struggle with reading in it. The screen on the Apple Watch is so bright that I never had trouble reading it, even with the how small the buttons are, because it's so clear. So that's a huge advantage. The other big advantage I wasn't thinking about was has a super nice I hate to call it a flashlight, but it's called a flashlight. But if your battery dies in the middle of the night on a long run, it is easy to finger that light on and figure out how to change your battery or get your backup on or something like that. It's just it's super nice. I mean, I don't know how far it would get you as far as down the road if you had, using it as a backup battery. Um, I don't know about that. I think that, the data just is not a problem for me. I mean, if you're stuck on you have to have the data from a Garmin or a Coros or something, then you're kind of stuck. It's gonna be it's gonna be a no for you. But you do a run and you just want to know how fast are you going, what time it is, what's your heart rate, um, how far you've gone. So distance, pace, heart rate. That's all I need in a race, and really that's all I need running. So it works for me. If you need more than that, if you need, if you go from an aid station and you hit that lap and you want that information, you want your average pace and all that stuff. Um, that might be a stumbling block for you. Um, I'm not going to test they have a Nike app which looks pretty promising, but we'll have to see. It would have to be amazing because as a general rule, I'm just not going to support a Nike product. Um, and so I can't think of any real reason. I mean, there's just not a reason to go over. The concern I have was WeChat on the Coros, and for me, I think ultimately it goes down to, um, you know, I do hate the stupid band. So this is how the band works. It wraps through there, it comes back on itself, and it kind of ties in. The band's stupid. Now it so this is the band. I have multiple bands for the Coros, and just for some reason to just pull this through here and wrap it is so much faster than having to get these stupid things over these bumps. The more you wear it and you keep doing it, but you can hear it. I mean, it's just so problematic. Stupid, just stupid. And Apple does such a good job. Um, so I put my Chorus up on eBay. It is gone. I got over half the price I paid for it. So um, not going to complain about that. And I think you just can't you, you you can't ignore the fact that now with the watch, if you don't want the map of your phone, you now have the ability to text, call. I mean, you have the SOS, but I'm not paying $60,000, and I'm not in the woods enough to justify paying 500 a year or whatever for the insurance. So, um, yeah, keeping the Apple Ultra 2.